Right now on Good Morning America First Look, blizzard conditions possible in parts of the country. The storm's hampering holiday travel.
An announcement from the Trump administration on prescription drug prices, the discounts for some popular medications, including Ozempic.
A disturbing attack. A man with 72 prior arrests accused of setting a woman on fire on this train. New details about how he was allowed back on the streets.
Conflicting signs about the economy, consumers growing more pessimistic, yet Wall Street booming, up nearly 700 points yesterday. What analysts are saying.
Plus, immigration agents arresting a woman with a family connection to the White House press secretary.
Caught on camera, a coyote stuck on this ledge outside a hotel.
A new study on the 4 times in your life when your brain undergoes a big change. Scientists pinpointing the specific ages, what they can tell us.
And on this day when so many are traveling, a new push to get rid of those automatic hand dryers in public bathrooms.
From ABC News, this is Good Morning America First Look.
Good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm Rena Roy.
I'm Sophie Flay. We begin with storms hampering holiday travel for millions of Americans.
Blizzard conditions are possible in parts of the country, and the return travel on Sunday could be challenging as well. This morning, severe storms causing treacherous travel conditions for the Thanksgiving rush. Near whiteout conditions in the Midwest, these jackknife semi-trucks piling up on Interstate 94 in Minnesota. Part of the highway shut down. Weather warnings issued across the region with up to 9 inches of snow possible from North Dakota to Michigan. In the south, torrential rain and thunderstorms slamming several states. This tractor trailer veering off I-95 in Chesterfield County, Virginia, exploding into a fireball. Southbound lanes shut down for hours, the driver now facing reckless driving charges. At Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, the air traffic control tower had to partially evacuate over concerns about a possible tornado.
The tower is evacuating and going down to minimal staffing due to a possible tornado over the airport.
The sky's darkening, but no tornado reported. Meanwhile, today, powerful wind gusts are expected from Chicago to Cleveland, which could cause delays at airports already packed with holiday crowds.
Very, very busy. It's very busy right now.
As for the roughly 73 million people hitting the roads this Thanksgiving, some good news. Gas prices have dropped below $3 a gallon in these 29 states, nearly the lowest prices in 4 years.
OPEC has continued to increase or restore oil production for much of this year. So as we get closer to Christmas, I think the news will continue to improve.
Coming home Sunday could also be a challenge with storms on the East Coast. We'll check your forecast in a few moments.
President Trump says he's open to extending Obamacare subsidies to prevent health insurance premiums from skyrocketing next year. Trump said last night an extension may be necessary. The White House has been circulating a plan to extend the subsidies for 2 years, but many Republicans are not on board, and there's only 1 month left to come up with a plan. The Trump administration has announced lower prices for 15 prescription drugs used by millions of Americans, including Ozempic. The cuts are being made through the Medicare price negotiation program. The move is expected to reduce Medicare spending on those drugs by more than 40%.
Americans will gather for Thanksgiving apparently more worried about the economy. A new report finds consumer confidence has dropped to its lowest since April. It comes amid more job losses in the private sector. Despite those reports, the Dow gained more than 660 points yesterday as more investors anticipate an interest rate cut next month.
A major development in the push for peace in Ukraine. President Trump now saying he'll send his top envoy to meet with Vladimir Putin. ABC's Nicole D'Antonio has the latest. Nicole, good morning.
Sophie, good morning. We're learning new details about the negotiations aimed at ending the war in Ukraine as President Trump claims a peace deal is now closer than ever. This morning, a U.S. official says Ukraine has agreed to a lengthy peace plan after an apparent breakthrough during recent talks in Switzerland.
People are starting to realize it's a good deal for both parties if they got to stop the war.
President Trump on social media saying the original 28-point peace plan, which was drafted by the United States, has been fine-tuned with additional input from both sides, and there are only a few remaining points of disagreement. Among the changes to the original plan, a source says there's no longer a strict limit on the size of Ukraine's army. But among the issues still unresolved, how much land Ukraine surrenders to Russia. The first draft of the deal was criticized for heavily favoring Russia, but Trump last night claimed the Kremlin is now making sacrifices too, though he did not say what those may be.
They're making concessions. Their big concession is they stop fighting and they don't take any more land.
It comes as we learn how Trump's Special Envoy Steve Witkoff may have brought Russia to the bargaining table. Bloomberg reports a transcript of a phone call shows Witkoff advised a Kremlin aide on how Vladimir Putin should pitch a peace plan to President Trump. Witkoff proposing that Putin called Trump to congratulate him on the recent peace deal in Gaza, and then tell Trump that he respects him as a man of peace. Witkoff saying after that, it's going to be a really good call. And Trump now says he believes Witkoff will meet with Putin next week in Moscow to discuss the revised peace deal. Trump's son-in-law, Jared Kushner, may also join him. Rena.
All right, Nicole, thank you. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth has ordered the Navy to review Senator Mark Kelly's comments in a video urging troops not to follow illegal orders. Hegseth called the video released by 6 Democratic lawmakers a politically motivated influence operation. And the FBI is now looking to interview all 6 Democrats. The lawmakers say they won't be intimidated.
It's Thanksgiving Eve and time is running out to get all the fix-ins for your holiday table. But this year, more Americans than ever seem to be adopting a turkey instead of eating one. As families across the country prepare for Thanksgiving, more animal lovers are calling foul on the turkey tradition.
Oh, so handsome.
An increasing number of nonprofits from California to Michigan to Massachusetts say they're taking turkey off the table, letting families adopt a turkey instead. Many viewing it as a protest against what they claim are inhumane conditions on so-called factory farms.
Every year around Thanksgiving, we really highlight our turkey residents that you can sponsor. They are capable of creating those bonds of friendship with human beings, with each other, with other species. And I think it's important that we recognize that.
At this sanctuary in Colorado, you can save a turkey from the butcher block for $25. The donation even provides a holiday feast for your new feathered friend. Some farms are giving the turkeys holiday favorites, like butternut squash and pumpkin pie. The adoptions are in name only, so no need to start building a backyard coop. Rescuers say the donations go toward the turkey's well-being on the farm. They'll even provide a photo of your new turkey pal for the Thanksgiving table in place of the traditional main course.
Turkeys, just like cats and dogs and other animals, have feelings, and we think they should be treated with kindness.
For the rest of America, an estimated 46 million turkeys will be consumed tomorrow.
All right, well, it wasn't a turkey, but a coyote that somehow got stuck on the ledge of this hotel parking garage in Fort Myers, Florida. It was there for several hours before finally jumping back into the garage and strolling down the street. Okay, time now for your Wednesday weather.
Good morning. Steady rain over in the northeast, just some showers, snow across the Great Lakes, and lake snows get going tonight. Looks like blustery conditions will get into the northeast by the time we get into Thanksgiving. We'll see if those 35-mile-per-hour gusts impact the Thanksgiving Day parade. Meanwhile, lake effect snows could dump over a half foot of snow and a new storm in the Pacific Northwest. This is the cross-country storm post-Thanksgiving travel. We could see a 6-inch storm from the Midwest and the Great Lakes into Saturday. Heavy rain to the south. Gets to the East Coast by Sunday night into Monday, but it's just going to be rain unless you're in northernmost New England. That's your forecast. I'm ABC News meteorologist Lee Goldberg.
Coming up, immigration agents arrest a woman connected to the White House press secretary.
Also ahead, the disturbing attack. A man with 72 prior arrests is accused of setting a woman on fire on this train. New details about why he was back on the streets.
And the underage drinking bust with nearly 250 arrests in a single bar.
Back now with the manhunt for Virginia high school football coach Travis Turner. He's now facing child porn charges. Turner hasn't been seen since last Thursday when agents headed to his home during the early stages of an investigation.
A woman with a family connection to White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt has been arrested by immigration agents in Massachusetts. The woman is the mother of Leavitt's nephew, who is a Brazilian national. Her lawyer denies that she has a criminal record and insists she entered the country legally.
New details about the attack on a Chicago train that left a young woman fighting for her life. Her alleged attacker has more than 70 prior arrests.
This morning, growing outrage after a disturbing crime on this Chicago subway train. A man setting a woman on fire. 26-year-old Bethany McGee survived but remains in critical condition. The suspect, Lawrence Reed, was previously arrested 72 times and was under an electronic monitoring system. Now, questions are being raised about how that system apparently failed.
This is an absolute failure of our criminal justice as well as our mental health institutions.
They burned this beautiful woman riding in a train. A man was arrested 72 times. 72 times, think of that. And they'll let him out again. The liberal judges will let him out again.
Court documents seen by our Chicago station, WLS, reveal that Reed violated his curfew several times in the days before the attack. And on November 17th, an alert went out that he had violated his curfew, but hours later, he allegedly carried out that attack on the train. A judge overseeing the electronic monitoring program says, "We're reviewing all actions taken in this case to ensure procedures were followed." The attack is eerily similar to the stabbing death of a woman on this commuter train in Charlotte over the summer. Both attacks apparently random, with suspects who have long criminal histories. Since the Charlotte attack, lawmakers in North Carolina have passed a law cracking down on pretrial release for repeat offenders. Back in Chicago, the governor says Illinois law already allows judges to keep a man like Lawrence Reed in jail.
It is the judgment of those elected judges that ultimately determines, in most cases, whether somebody is released or not.
And Bethany McGee is being treated in a burn unit. Her parents say they're grateful for the outpouring of public support that they've received.
Well, tonight is one of the busiest nights of the year for bars, but one bar near Phoenix, Arizona may not be so busy. Police say during a crackdown on underage drinking, they arrested 249 people in one night. The bar is popular among college students.
Coming up, a new study on the 4 times in your life when your brain undergoes a big change.
Also ahead, a family including a 90-year-old man stranded at sea clinging to their overturned boat for 20 hours. We're back with 4 family members waving down a rescue helicopter after spending 20 hours holding onto their capsized boat off Florida's Gulf Coast. Among them, a 90-year-old man and a 70-year-old celebrating his birthday. The boat was taking on water so quickly they weren't able to call the Coast Guard.
We were standing on the top of the boat, but yeah, we were clinging to it. And with a 90-year-old, I spent almost all night holding him up, and then he fell several times.
They were all very tired. They were cold. Definitely happy to see us. Yeah, I would say that it was a pretty good birthday present for him.
Other family members called authorities after the men failed to return on time.
New concerns about the whooping cough as vaccination levels continue to drop. Kentucky has reported its 3rd infant death from whooping cough this year. Each infant was unvaccinated. Cases have been surging nationwide. This is the 2nd year in a row with higher than usual cases.
A new study sheds light on the human brain and how it matures as we age. Turns out adolescence may be longer than we thought. Here's ABC's Lionel Moise.
This morning, a new study giving a closer look into how our brains develop as we age.
Welcome to the Eras Tour!
While this was not sponsored by the Swifties, researchers found the brain has 5 eras that are split by 4 turning points where the wiring and organization of our brain shifts. It happens at these ages: 9, 32, 66, and 83.
We're sort of taking a Taylor Swift approach to brain development. The brain is constantly remodeling itself, improving itself, fine-tuning its connections.
From when we're born to when we're 9, scientists say we're in the childhood phase where gray and white matter grow rapidly. Next, the adolescence phase that lasts until about 32, which is longer than researchers previously thought. That's when communication networks are refined, leading to better cognitive performance. Scientists stress during this phase, it doesn't mean people in their 20s act like teens, but it is a major period of change.
The brain is undergoing a general pattern of reorganization and development, but certainly adolescence, as it pertains to our biology and our bodies and our psychological development, remains the same. This also happens to be the years where a lot of mental health problems start to declare themselves. So I think that gives us a new sort of direction in terms of the research on this.
Adulthood is from our early 30s to 60s, and scientists say this is the biggest shift when the brain starts to stabilize with a possible plateau in intelligence and personality. Then at age 66, we start the early aging phase, followed at 83 with the late aging phase, both showing a decrease in brain connectivity. Scientists say this study, which looked at brain scans of thousands of people, could help research more ways to keep our minds healthy. Doctors say we already know some ways to improve brain health. They include exercising, eating healthy, sleeping, managing stress, and maintaining healthy relationships. Sophie, Rena.
Lionel, thanks. Coming up, a special gift for mac and cheese fans.
Plus, the new push to get rid of automatic hand dryers in public bathrooms.
Time to check the pulse. We begin with the new Mirror Ball champions.
Yeah, that's right. Dancing with the Stars wrapping up another exciting season. The top 5 finalists hitting the floor last night for 3 rounds.
Robert Irwin and Whitney clinching the top spot. Robert dancing through the pain after suffering a rib injury leading up to the finale.
The winners and new champions of Dancing with the Stars are Robert and Whitney!
Irwin following in the footsteps of his sister Bindi after a neck-and-neck race with Alex and Val. The show shattered records, bringing in 72 million votes during the finale and more than 500 million votes during the season.
Wow.
Next, with so many people traveling today, there's a new push to get rid of those automatic hand dryers in public restrooms.
The issue, now the subject of a Washington Post editorial, which says the dryers spread germs into the air with reckless abandon. They're noisy, and they usually force us to dry our hands on our clothes, which only spreads bacteria.
And the newspaper is demanding the return of paper towels. Next, celebrating the life of Grandma.
We're talking about the famous Galapagos tortoise at the San Diego Zoo. She just died at the age of 141. Chester Arthur was president when she was born in 1884. So how'd she live so long? One expert says the key is tortoises live very slow lives. Something to think about.
Yeah, good reminder there.
Yeah. Next, another Rush Hour movie is reportedly in the works after a suggestion from President Trump.
Yeah, the first 3 Rush Hour movies brought in $850 million, but the 4th stalled when the director was accused of sexual misconduct. Now a report says Rush Hour 4 will be made at Paramount after Trump lobbied his friend Larry Ellison, a top shareholder.
Macaulay Culkin says he's open to making another Home Alone movie. He says one idea would be Kevin McAllister facing off against his own son who locks him out of the house. And finally, who needs a big screen TV when you can have a box of mac and cheese that's just as big?
Yeah, get this. Kraft's Mac Friday box is 65 inches wide and holds 65 individual servings of mac and cheese.
Whoa!
It goes on sale Friday through Walmart's website for under $20.
Oh my gosh, that is huge!
Not sure who needs that much mac and cheese.
A good deal. Top headlines next. Checking more top stories, we could learn more today about the death of a college basketball player in Oklahoma. Ethan Dietz of Connors State College was taken to the hospital after being injured during a game. The nature of his injury has not been revealed.
In St. Paul, Minnesota, protesters clashed with federal immigration agents as they were trying to make an arrest. Tear gas was deployed, the mayor claiming agents created chaos.
President Trump says a peace deal for Ukraine is, quote, really close. He expects his top envoy to meet with Vladimir Putin next week. It's still unclear what concessions Russia will be willing to make.
International tourists at some of the most popular U.S. national parks will soon be charged a $100 entry fee. The money will be used to support the parks.
Today's weather, rain for the East Coast, blizzard conditions and strong winds could cause travel trouble in the upper Midwest, rain and snow in the Northwest.
And finally, Thanksgiving with a big helping of empathy.
Here's Danny New.
You cut the turkey without me?
As we see in Avalon, Thanksgiving can often become an experiment in empathy.
I define empathy as the human ability to perceive the emotions of others.
So let's bring in an expert. Psychiatrist Dr. Helen Riess of Harvard Medical School actually wrote a book called The Empathy Effect.
Dark! Hey! Go ahead.
First off, Helen says your greeting alone can set the tone for the day.
It starts from hello when people walk in the door. Do you greet them expecting that you're going to have a good time?
And then there's the question of how much to help.
What is it? It's a bunt.
Is it okay to bring something like a bunt cake? And is it insulting to the host when you try to help out in the kitchen? Well, Helen says it's all about phrasing.
One of the questions I like to suggest is, how can I be helpful today?
And then there is, of course, the possibility of political discussions.
Actually, what you've done in Florida is bring the right together with the far right.
But instead of turning dinner into an episode of The West Wing, Helen says to just get out in front of politics before the turkey's even cut.
You can actually start the meal by saying, you know what? We know what divides us. Let's focus today on what brings us together.
And in general, if anyone says anything provocative at all, because there's usually someone who can't help it,
we say, it sounds like you feel really strongly about that.
Can I hire you to come to Thanksgiving with me?
I'm going to be busy at my own.
Name your price.
So here is her book, guys, The Empathy Effect, that just came out in paperback this month. Also, it includes 7 neuroscience-based keys for empathy, and key number 1 is eye contact.
Good tips, Danny. That's your Good Morning America first look.
Happy Thanksgiving Eve, everyone.
Have a great day.